Champion, how you doing? Welcome back. I'm excited to this topic. As you can see, I'm really excited. But really, what I want to share today is we're going to visit and I'm going to share how to develop and how to move forward with certainty. But really, so today's topic is about how to develop unshakable confidence in our daily lives, in our project, or anything that we want to take over, right? So it's really how to move forward with an indomitable confidence in our project, in our game, and in anything like that. I promise you, if you stick around, it's going to be something that I'm sure it's a big promise, but if you stick around, I promise you, you're going to gain a lot. It's a big promise, but I really want to share with you because I'm coming from that place of confidence, right? And literally, I know for a fact that you're going to love it. And if you don't, please text me or even just put on a blog, right? So what I'm going to share today is something very powerful, right? And just before I move on, last week I got a lot of great feedback. So if you want to look at last week's comment, just go check it out. And it's right on the side there, really. It's really powerful. And last week what we talked about was how do you blaze through your future by transmuting your past? Yes, how do you blaze through your future by transmuting your past? So today is really how do you move with an indomitable confidence, unsinkable confidence in such a way that you blaze through any project you have, you blaze through your game, you blaze through any project you have. So that's my promise, and it's a big promise, it's bold, but I'm going to deliver, all right? So let's talk about confidence, right? And I'm sure you're probably thinking right now, hopefully you get it, but I want to just start with this. There is a huge difference between confidence and arrogance, right? And I want to just check it out here because some people really confuse confidence and arrogance, right? And I want to really come up front. Confidence arrogance in many ways is based on the ego, right? And hopefully, you can feel it through me. Hopefully you watched some of my video and read some of my blogs. Arrogance is really the ego that has grown, and it's based on something that's really just based on me, myself, and I. And that's very different, right? And because confidence is self-centered, and a lot of time, arrogance is, sorry, my bad, but it's all self-centered, right? And in many cases, arrogance, really is based on result, is based on position, on where you've been, right? So sometimes on positioning, right? In places where, for example, it's when you're born, I don't know, as a king or whatever it is, right? Where, or your parents have wealth, whatever. Based on position, some people develop arrogance, right? And in many ways, arrogance based on the past. So if you think about it, so it's very important to not confuse it. While confidence is a forward looking, right? It's more about how do you deal with the future, right? So a lot of people that develop arrogance are really looking at the past in such a way that, they say, I'm this, I have been this, and this is what I deserve, right? Whatever, right? So really that's very important to not confuse, and I don't want to make sure that people don't confuse that. And a lot of people with arrogance, as they compare themselves, right? While confidence is something that comes from within, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But literally, so I want to make sure clear that out. Arrogance is not confidence. It's two different things because arrogance is coming from, ego, right? And it's really something that I want to really just clear out. And really, don't confuse that. And sometimes people feel that they don't want to be confident because they don't want to appear arrogant. Confidence is coming from within, and it really doesn't have any arrogance in it, right? And really, I want to make sure that that's something clear. The other thing that people really confuse most of the time is they attach confidence with performance, they attach confidence with result, they attach performance with outcome, right? While the superior mind, the greatest, the masters, they attach confidence with something bigger than themselves, right? And that's where I'm coming. Because real confidence, and this is what I'm excited, let's go back to the root word of confidence. It's come from Latin. It's con. In Latin, con is everything with, right? And fidere. So confidence comes from confidere, right? Which is with fidere. And fidere in Latin stands for trust, right? So if you think about it, of faith, right? So really confidence means moving with faith, right? So moving with faith, which is a forward looking again, if you think about it, right? So which is different than arrogance, which is, based on your position or on the past, right? So when you talk about confidence, we talk about moving with trust, moving with faith, right? Moving forward, right? It's a forward looking, a future looking, and it's something based on trust. And it's not faith, not necessarily religious faith, but it's a trust embedded in ourselves and in something bigger than ourselves, right? And that I want to really to emphasize on that, because that's very important, that a lot of really people confuses, confidence, right? And that's what I really want to share, because ultimately, when you're a high performer, when you're an athlete, or when you have to have an outcome, confidence is necessary, right? But the caveat is that you shouldn't attach your confidence to the outcome. Why? Because you are bigger than anything, right? And this is where I'm going to really, because you think about it, any of the masters, right? You look at, in all field, right? You talk about Napoleon Hill, Napoleon, right? In war, right? You talk about all the greatest in sport. You talk about all the scientists, right? There is that unshakable confidence, that indomitable confidence that they've developed, right? And you might be asking, how do they develop that? And that's what I want to discuss today, right? So let me pause here. I hope I'm clear, but I hope that makes point, that I make the point. But now let me slow down a minute, right? How do, right, how you call it? Thomas Edison had a confidence that he's going to, discover, the law, right? How is that, right? Columbus, just take a boat and figure out that, there is somewhere there, right? One might say it's blind faith, but I'm going to argue it's not. It's really not blind faith. And that's really what the difference is. And there's a nuance between confidence and really blind faith, right? But this is where I'm going. So if you can take it, I'm slowing down now. I hope you can feel it, but I want you to work with me right now. Can you just take a deep breath right now as I'm speaking? Another deep breath. Right. Another one. Right. As I'm taking that breath, and as I hope you're taking that breath, I'm expanding. What I want to share is the breath I'm taking. Where is that power coming from? Right? Okay, let's take another breath. That breath that I have, my heart beating. Would I touch your heart if you don't mind, please? Right? You feel your heart beating. Right? That breath we have, that fresh air we have, where is that power, that energy coming from? Right? And that's where really all these masters, these sages, that's where they develop a confidence. Right? It's a confidence in life itself. That power that gives you that breath, that power that is with you every day, all the time. It's that where confidence comes from, right? It's where that confidence comes from. It's that unshakable confidence. Am I making sense? So when you think about that, life itself is expansive. Life is expansive. Want to expand, right? Let's take that breath again. That power is with us the very first time, right? I want to give you a little story, right? It's a story of a sperm and an egg. PG-13, right? Sperm and an egg, right? When we're conceived by our parents, who give that strength to that sperm and egg? I don't know, but the reality is there is that power, there is life in itself into those, right, those eggs and the sperm. That comes and created us. Before us, before we have consciousness, even before our parents, when you think about it, right? So really, when you think about it, that life itself, that's where your power comes from. That's where your confidence comes from. I hope you can feel my excitement. But really, when you grasp that, and you realize that life itself wants to expand. Life itself wants to expand. Life itself wants to grow, right? When you put that seed in the ground, what do you just need to do? Just need to water it and just make sure that the soil, right, is fertile. Same thing, life wants to expand, right? You put that seed in the ground, that seed is breaking through the ground and just growing. So let's take a step back. We get hacked with our mind that we don't get the result we want and we lose confidence. While indeed, result and our ability to have confidence should be two things separated. And this is really this is something I want to share, because the small coaches, the beginners, they always compare confidence with outcome. No. Confidence is come from within. It's come from within, right? And why? Because as long as I have that breath, I have confidence in life itself. I have confidence in something bigger than myself, right? And that's where really real confidence comes from. So let's think about that for a minute. As long as you breathe, my friend, life itself is giving you that power. As long as you breathe, my friend, that power resides in you, right? As long as we are not dead, that life in us wants to expand. Let's think about it. What is the other alternative? Is we're not breathing anymore and we are dead. And in that case, there's nothing to worry about because life doesn't exist in us anymore, right? So if you really think about it, as long as we have life, we should have confidence because life itself wants to expand, right? Granted, it might not be the form we wanted, but if you realize that it's bigger than ourselves, you just have to trust in that whatever form it's going to be, it's going to expand, right? Like a flower coming out of a tree, right? Or, a seed, falling out of a tree, and then that might fall down and just grow bigger again. So it's just a different transformation, right? Am I making sense? So that's really get exciting when you understand that. And that's where confidence comes from. So it's moving with trust that, no matter what happened, that power in us is going to guide us, going forward, that power with us is our power. And because of that, we develop the ability, we develop the certainty that no matter what, we'll be fine. No matter what, we might be in pain, but there is something for us. No matter what, we'll be fine because life before us is here for us. Am I making sense? So it's really, I hope you can feel my excitement. But really, I hope you grasp that. I hope you really listen to this again and you watch it again. But literally, when you grasp that, life become an experiment. When you grasp that, life become that transformation. Life become is, how do I transform my experiences? How do I transmute my experiences? And that's really what life is all about. How do we here to kind of transform that perspective, those intentions, and master that, right? Is when you have challenges, how do we develop that trust in such a way that we're growing so that we can contribute, right? I hope you can feel my excitement. But literally, when you feel that, when you realize that deep within you, there is a certainty that gets created in such a way that you develop a confidence in such a way that no matter what, no matter what, right? You know that, you will figure things out. You know that no matter what happened, there is a power in you that's bigger than anything else, than any circumstances. And this is what I want to end with. Look at anybody in history, anybody that has done anything, any legacy, anything bigger, anybody in any game, anything, they always believe that there is something bigger in them, bigger than their circumstances. And that's how confidence is born. That's how confidence is developed. And it's a practice, right? So it's reminding yourself that that confidence is really your gift, that power in you, right? So that's really what I want to share today. And I hope that makes sense to you. And don't forget, like I always share, when you inspire excellence, you ignite progress. When you inspire excellence, you ignite evolution. And that's what I want to share today, my friend. Next week, we're going to build on this and really how to take it to the next level, because, on a daily basis, there is something that might hack you, and that's called fear. But I'm really excited about this today. I hope you can, and please share this and post your comment, and I'm looking forward, your feedback. So again, let's keep moving forward. You got it, my friend.